Hi, my name is Peter. I published over 1,600 books on Amazon KDP when including translations. And as you can guess, a lot of these books are what I would consider to be a flop. Flops are books that don't sell as well as we planned. And if you have hundreds or even 20 or 30 books, you definitely know how it feels when a book is not earning what you expect it to earn. I will share with you a detailed strategy on how to analyze which books are really flops and which aren't, how to save some of your books that first look like flops, but that still can be made successful, how to find the reasons why a book has failed, and how to mentally deal with flops, and how you can avoid future flops as reliably as possible. Furthermore, I'll also browse live on Amazon and show you why certain books don't sell well, so you can really understand this and make your future books winners. Let's get started. How do you recognize that a book is a flop? Low CVR or conversion rate, constantly below 5%, for example. Number 2, ads are all unprofitable. Number 3, consistently bad reviews, meaning that the book quality is bad. And BSR, consistently over 200K for high content or 300K for low content. These are some criteria that you can use to determine whether you call a book a flop or a win. Here's some things that lead to a flop. Has the niche changed? Did you analyze the niche 6 months ago and now have spent half a year creating and launching the book? The niche may have changed completely during this time. Number 2, is the cover competitive? How does it compare to the competition? And number 3, has the description simply been generated with AI or has it been created based on a target audience analysis? Next, do you have reviews for the book? If so, how many? Do you have at least 30? And how many do the competing books have? And what is the quality of the reviews? Do you only have very short reviews? Or do you also have long ones where real readers of your books rave about their experiences and perhaps even upload photos or videos? Next, do you stand out enough from the competition with your positioning and your book concept? Or have you created the same book as the competing books, but in a different package? Also, do the other books in the niche only work because they have external traffic or are part of a big brand? Let's now jump over to Amazon and let me show you what I mean. So the first one we discussed is, has the niche changed? Let's imagine that this hybrid training is a great niche. Right now it's not, but let's imagine we see here the BSR is, let's say, 30,000, it's 15,000, it's 5,000 for this. Oh, it's looking really good. And this one is selling so well without any reviews. And then, okay, now let's go ahead and create a book. And we go for 6 months, we create the book. And then when we come back, the niche looks like this: Share Yoga for Seniors, which is, if you look on the first page of this niche, you see, oh, it's looking very promising. Like we just imagined for this niche, we see the numbers such as 30K, 15K, 1K, 1K, 83K, 19K, 2K. So these BSRs, and if you see here, we see how much they're making. So $1,000 per day. Here we see $67 a day, $19 a day, $585 a day. So if we only look on the first page, we will say this niche is amazing. I need to create a book here right now. But the problem becomes when we go to page 6 or even further. So now we're on page 6. You can go on, you can probably go to page 30, maybe all the way until 148, and you will still see Share Yoga for Seniors books. So if we take a look here, we see the books on this page. We have some that are selling, but 147 reviews, that's quite significant. And we also don't know if the books here or on the first page are running ads at a loss. So that is one thing to keep in mind. But here we see one doing well, Share Yoga for Weight Loss. It's not specifically for seniors. So that's why it's showing up here on the 6th page for Share Yoga for Seniors. Because if this book were to have this ranking with Share Yoga for Seniors as their keyword, they would show up earlier. But here we see 76 reviews, not selling. And if we take a look here, let's see if we can find books with really high review count. So this one, 179 reviews. It has a 4.8 star rating and it has a ranking of over 1.6 million. So 0 sales per day. And this is the example that the niche might have changed. Maybe it's oversaturated now. And you will want to take this into consideration, especially if you see a niche that looks like this, then and you see a few books being added more and more, then taking too long of a time to create the book can completely change the niche over the long run. And the second lesson we can draw from this is that when you analyze the niche, also check the other pages. Next we have, is your cover competitive? How does it compare to the competition? So if we take a look at this cover or this cover or this cover, so all these covers, what do you think about them? You think they are of high quality? And like we mentioned, you want to compare them with the competition. If you see here, best-selling author, that's one component. We see the senior, we see the target audience, we see 10 minutes a day, large print, video course access. The colors are also good. So in terms of competing with this cover, with a cover like this or this, I think you can see that it's on a completely different level. Has the description simply been generated with AI, or has it been created based on target audience analysis? So let's take this one as an example. You see here, it's just text. It's not formatted. Your secret to better health, flexibility, and inner security is a program designed especially for the golden years. So this is not very attractive. If this was the only book on the topic, maybe it will work. But if you compare with this one, so here we see right away, discover the ultimate method for weight loss, strength, and vitality. Best-selling author. This is authority right here. And then we see here some exact results in just 10 minutes a day. That's attractive. Extra large print, made for easy reading. And then also when we look at the A+, we see what they will get. So they have even compared here with regular books. Do you have reviews for the books? If so, how many? So this one has 677. And we have several ones here on the first page that have over 100. So if we take this one, it was published in 2023. So with only one review gathered in over 2 years, then or in 1.5 years, then how can we expect this book to compete with this book or other books? And this book, same one review. And this one was published in May 13, 2025. So this is why I'm making these videos, because in my mind, this is a waste of time. This book will not sell. And this publisher could do a lot of better things with their time than to go into a niche like this and create a book like this. So it's a complete waste of time and money to publish a book like this. So as an advanced publisher, you might say this is obvious. And yes, it is. But even intermediate publishers, sometimes we get blinded by the first page and we think it's so good, but we forget to give the readers a reason to choose our book. Do you stand out from the competition with your positioning and book concept? Here we see easy to follow exercises, share-based movements. Really, it doesn't give you anything that this book doesn't have. And if you see on the first page, you will see all these different concepts. You have video courses, 28-day plan, illustrated, etc., etc., 10-minute routines, color photos, video tutorials. So I think it's hard to create a unique concept in this one, or even a superior concept. Do the other books in the niche only work because they have external traffic, or are they part of a big brand? So let's imagine now we have a publisher looking at this. They see, okay, Cozy Cuties, how to draw patterns. Oh, look at the sales rank. It's making $2,000 per day, $301 a day, $1,200 a day. And they think, okay, Cozy Corner, or how to draw pattern, or Cozy Cuties. These must be excellent keywords, because otherwise, why would these books sell so well? But what they miss is doing a simple Google search and finding all these social media handles for Coco Vial, with 400 on YouTube, 500,000 on TikTok, 34,000 likes on Facebook, and then 700,000 on Instagram. So obviously, this is a big reason why these books are selling so well. So hopefully now you can more clearly see why certain books become flops. Your task now is to find out why a book of yours have flopped and then optimize it if possible. And this way you can save money on books that look like flops at first. So this could mean changing the cover, generating more and better reviews, or changing the description. Of course, if you have a mistake in the positioning, that is difficult to change, as things like the title can't be changed. For many books, it would also be too time-consuming to correct the mistakes, so it makes more sense to move on to the next book. How do you mentally deal with flops? As an experienced publisher, you simply have to keep reminding yourself that not every book can be a success. It's normal for some books to flop. But as an experienced publisher, you can learn something from flops in particular. We are often too much in our own bubble and too far away from the reality, so a flop can be a good reality check that wakes us up, especially when you make a few thousand or even tens of thousands of dollars a month with KDP. This can be a sign for you to continue to develop yourself as a publisher by gaining some up-to-date education or simply getting around other publishers who have their finger on the pulse. Flops are therefore one of the most effective forms of training if you take the time to analyze them and learn the right lessons from them. You can either say that publishing doesn't work anymore, or you can say that it's time for me to level up. Both are frequently used, but only one of them lead to winning. One really effective form of training is to exchange ideas with other publishers at or above your level. With Driven Publishers Elite, I've created an infrastructure where exactly that happens. Twice a year, we have 2 big live events. The last one was in Barcelona, and the next one will be in Las Vegas. In addition, we also hold online meetings once a week, and many publishers also connect in person or meet on workations around the world. If you want to be a part of such events and you want real connection and knowledge exchange with very experienced publishers, you can find more information below this video. Here are some final thoughts on avoiding flops in general. Publishing is ultimately a numbers business. If you publish a lot of books, some of them will always flop. However, you can reduce the likelihood of flops. Next, the best way to minimize flops before launch is to ensure that each part of your book matches with what the target audience wants. For example, once you've researched the niche and developed a new book concept to compete with the top sellers, you can ask the target audience to see if they really like your concept better than the competition. Your previous flops can also be a goldmine of insights if you're willing to look at things objectively and learn from the mistakes. You can also reduce the likelihood of flops through brands. And as a reminder, understand that flops are a part of the business. If you like this video, then watch this video showing up on the screen next, where I talk about how your failed books can make you rich if you don't miss this important detail.